Well, with these Minis, I think it's fair to say you're either going to love them or hate them. Now, one thing that springs to mind with this car is the Mickey Mouse shaped wing mirrors that it has. They are, for some strange reason, very far back, and they're too far back. You find you tend to be getting more of an image, reflection image, down the side of the car and low down than rather the actual area or angle that you'd like to be looking through. I don't see the point in them being so far back. They could go forward another 6 inches easily. Now, the interior of the vehicle very cleverly still incorporates the original design of the old Minis with the central speedo. This rev counter here is visible through the steering wheel, just it cuts it off a little bit at the top. The controls, even though they're laid out in a very simple basic order on the console, I do find it a little bit difficult to look down and see which one's which. You know, you've got your electric windows there, you've got the door lock, I think, you've got your fog lights. It's not very clear on how to distinguish between the buttons. So there is an element of confusion there, but it's not something I could exaggerate with, really. The general interior of this car is very tidy. It's got a very durable sense to it. The steering wheel's a good size. The steering on this car takes a little bit of getting used to, because obviously it's such a short wheelbase car, and as a result the steering is very jittery, very jittery. Driving around a small town will be fine, but if you were going down a motorway, the small corrections you make in the steering wheel as you're going down a lane seem to be quite exaggerated with a car of this size, so it does seem to be very edgy and jittery. This one's not particularly nippy, but it's by no means a slow car or a boring car to drive, but they don't seem to have that old school acceleration that Minis are quite famous for. This is the 5-gear manual. The visibility in the car is really great. I can see around most things. There's no real blockages at all. The rear view is good. It's just these wing mirrors, they're a little bit crappy. I think this is more of a woman's car or a young lady's car. It's a good little drive. You do feel vulnerable in it because of its size, but it's a good little drive and it's fun to drive. And the shape of the car on the outside, I think it's very clever that the original styling of the car has been maintained. They're good little cars, these. As I say, you either love Minis or you hate them. For those of you who do like them, I would seriously recommend considering this car to buy.